What's going on, everyone? So it's official. Victor Wembanyama gets his running mate. The San Antonio Spurs have officially traded for De'Aaron Fox, and they fleeced. I mean, they didn't have to trade Kessel. They didn't have to trade Devin Vassell. They didn't have to trade Jeremy Sohan. They traded Zach Collins and basically Trey Jones, plus a bunch of firsts, to land De'Aaron Fox. You can't make this up. What is going on with the trade world between the Luka trade to the Lakers and now De'Aaron Fox? Right? I mean, don't get me wrong. They got an absolute haul as far as assets goes. And the Kings got Zach Lavine. Like, we saw how Zach Lavine and DeMar DeRozan worked. Like, why does Sacramento continuously, the last thing they need is scoring. The last thing they needed was scoring, and they just keep over and over and over and over and over and over again. Just try to double down. Let's get Malik Monk and Zach Lavine and DeMar DeRozan. And unless they're trading DeMar or something, this trade makes no sense. Trade makes no sense for Chicago, other than you got off of Zach Lavine's long-term money, right? So, but does this mean that they're trading Vu? Does this mean that like other guys are being traded? Like, what is happening? They got another guard and another center, right? Like, I'm curious in that regard. I mean, they're kind of just the middle team. And again, they get off of Zach Lavine. The Sacramento Kings are dumb enough to take Zach Lavine when they don't need him. And now they're stuck. So now they're stuck with DeMar DeRozan and Zach Lavine. What is happening? What is the logic with some of these teams? It is crazy how bad some of these teams are. Like, some of these bad teams are really that bad. And it's mind-blowing. The San Antonio Spurs absolutely fleeced. Right? They got everything that they wanted and then some, and they didn't have to give up anything of major value for now. Right? Like they basically just turned Trey Jones into Chris Paul as their backup, and then they just turned Chris Paul as their starter into De'Aaron Fox. So you just are inserting De'Aaron Fox into the starting unit. They're not going to miss a beat. They could use another backup center now. I mean, they kind of needed an upgrade at backup center regardless, but now they definitely need a backup center. So they'll probably go and trade for a center. They still could go trade for Brandon Ingram, right? Supposedly the Spurs were very interested in Brandon Ingram. They wanted De'Aaron Fox and Brandon Ingram to pair with Wemby. I mean, Spurs, if you're the Spurs, you have to go all in, right? If you're the Spurs, you got De'Aaron Fox and you got Wemby. But De'Aaron Fox isn't 23, right? You don't have 2, 3, 4 years to try to maybe figure stuff out, right? No, you need to start, not necessarily at this trade deadline, but you need to start getting the ball rolling here a little bit, right? You got to start, putting pedal to the metal a little bit. Get a couple pieces here and there, maybe this season, and then come the NBA offseason, that's when you really make your big swings, right? That's when you start getting your pieces together and doing what you need to do. There's going to be more coming from these teams. There has to be. There has to be more coming from these teams. There's no way. Chicago, Nikola Vucevic trade's got to be coming, right? And one of their guards, Lonzo, whatever, has to be coming. You look at, the Sacramento Kings. I don't get that. Are they trading DeMar? Right? So you're going to have De'Aaron Fox, Zach Lavine, DeMar DeRozan, right? Anyway, so full trade details. Let's go over the full trade details. Because, again, it makes no sense. The San Antonio Spurs basically got De'Aaron Fox for a bunch of picks. Right? The Bulls got their own pick back, to be fair. So that's probably the biggest come up for them. So now they don't have to worry about we have to fall in the top 10 or anything like that. And they just got off of Zach Lavine, so they're going to be bad again. They probably trade Nikola Vucevic. They probably trade some of these other guys. But San Antonio Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin, which, great pickups for them. The Sacramento Kings get Zach Lavine, CD Cisco, 3 first-round picks, 2025 Charlotte, 2027 San Antonio, 2031 Minnesota, 3 second-round picks, 2025 Chicago, 2028 Denver, 2028 own pick back that they owned. And the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own 2025 pick via San Antonio Spurs. So again, the real value is in that pick. The real value is in them kind of getting their pick back. But again, they have to be trading other guys. There has to be more trades coming for Chicago. right? Because yes, you got off of Zach Lavine, which is huge, one long-term money, because Zach Collins is an expiring contract the following year. Trey Jones is expiring this year, so they do get and maintain some flexibility, but it's really wild, right? It's just, I don't know. Again, to me, it's Sacramento. Like, Sacramento got fleeced on this deal. Like, Sacramento got literally nothing. They got a bunch of picks. Yeah, sure, that's great. But, like, at least the Devin Vassell is young, right? 24, so you can kind of, have a piece there. Spurs said that they weren't going to trade Stephon Castle, that they didn't want to trade Stephon Castle, so okay, fine, right? You couldn't have gotten a Vassell and like a Jeremy Sohan, right? I mean, you're talking about a legit all-star caliber point guard. I mean, they got a bunch of firsts and stuff, but I don't understand what Sacramento is doing. They don't make any sense. Nothing that they do makes sense. 2 years ago, they were a team that looked like, hey, if they just stay the course, they'd be in the NBA Finals maybe, or in the conference finals or whatever. And now they just traded De'Aaron Fox for Zach Lavine. You literally cannot make this stuff up. They just traded De'Aaron Fox for Zach Lavine. This is wild. Seriously, this is absolutely wild. Right? First the Luka for Anthony Davis trade, and then now you get De'Aaron Fox for Zach Lavine. Again, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up, right? Like, it's just, but great on San Antonio, right? They get their point guard for now and the future, pair alongside Victor Wembanyama. The two of them, they're going to be excellent running mates for the next, 6 years, right? Talking about a legit all-star caliber point guard, a legit, all-NBA type center. Just got to put the right pieces around them. Still not really sold on Vassell, but Vassell at this point would be your third option, so maybe he works. I still think if you can turn him into something, I think that you should. But just what a wild day, all right? It hasn't even been 24 hours, right? Last not even 16 hours, whatever, a wild 16 hours that has happened and gone down. But good for San Antonio. Again, they get their guy, they get the De'Aaron Fox, they get the piece, they get the pickup, and now they're set up, right? But it's go time. If you're the Spurs, it is go, 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 go. You have no time to mess around, no time to play. You gotta get this done ASAP. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you love this trade? Do you love it for the Spurs? Do you love it for Sacramento? Do you love it for Chicago? Do you love it for any of these? Is there anything specific that you love it for? Again, Chicago, now that I actually read the details, right? Chicago, I think actually kind of made out pretty good. Right? They just got one more year on Zach Collins, where if you trade Vu, got another piece. But how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.